gals, Mama Bear here with a daily dash of life. If you're new to my channel, I'd like to send you a big welcome, and if you've been here before and you're one of my 12-gallon cup drinkers, welcome back. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to click the little bell to get all of the notifications for my latest videos. Nasal Lavage, Nasal Wash, Nasal Rinse, Nasal Irrigation. It has a lot of different names, but the goal remains the same, and that is to get all of the crud out of our sinuses. When our cubs are sick, we want to do everything we can to help them. And as we all know, this cold and flu season has been so bad. It has been horrible for everyone. Thankfully, my cubs have not gotten the flu, but they've gotten colds, they've gotten really bad coughs, like the non-stop type of cough that keeps you up all night, keeps you up all day, you don't get sleep. And I had been stumped. I didn't know what to do. All the usual stuff we usually do wasn't working, the medicine wasn't working, and I was stumped. So what do you do? Thankfully, I saw a post on Facebook that a friend had posted, and it was about the nasal irrigation, wash, rinse, whatever you want to call it. But it was a woman with her infant son, and she had a nasal syringe, and she was just spraying the baby's nose into a tub with this saline. And I was completely, like, my jaw dropped. First, I was like, oh my goodness, how is this kid staying so still and allowing this to happen without it affecting him? I would think, like, being sprayed like that, that he would be crying, he'd be upset, he wouldn't want it, it would hurt. All these things running through my mind. And then the second thing is, oh my goodness, look at all of the mucus that is coming out of this kid's nose. So I knew I had to try it. I just knew that I had to get my hands on this syringe, but I couldn't find it anywhere in the stores. I found it online, but not in any of the stores, and I wanted to hurry up and get my hands on something so that I can put it into use as soon as possible. The kids had been sick, and you know, I don't want them to suffer any more than they had to, and I knew I wanted to try it on myself before I tried it on them, so time was of the essence. This is all I could find in the stores. It's a water bottle. It works the same as the syringe, but it's in bottle form, not syringe form. And I had to get used to it. I'm sure I would have to get used to the syringe as well, but this I had to get used to. Had to get used to the pressure that I needed to use, had to get used to the angles, everything. I had so many kinks to work out that I'm so glad I started on myself. How horrible would it be for me to do all the trial and error stuff on the cubs? I mean, it would completely turn them off to it if I had to do that. So my number one recommendation is to start on yourself. The first couple of times I tried it was a bust. I mean, it was horrible. I felt like I was drowning myself. I got a headache. I got foggy. I got like bad sinus pressure. And I just told myself I'm never doing that to myself again. But I ended up keeping at it because I knew that if I could get the kinks worked out and the cubs could benefit from it, then it was so worth it. For some reason, I couldn't get the saline to go from one nostril to the next. You're supposed to be able to squeeze the saline into one nostril and have it come out the other nostril. And that wasn't happening for me. So I Googled it and tried to figure out why that wasn't happening. And it said that either you're really, really stuffed up, which I was at the time, or you're not putting enough pressure, which I know I wasn't at the time because I was so nervous and scared I didn't want to shoot saline up into my brain. So I kept at it, and little by little I was adding more pressure. And finally, I had a little trickle come out of the other nostril. And I was so excited for that. I was still getting the sinus pressure and the headaches and stuff. So I knew I wasn't doing it completely right. I mean, that shouldn't be happening, right? I realized I was tense and I was shaky, and I just needed to do it. Just stop being a baby and do it. So I relaxed my jaw. You know, I had been clenching it because of all the tension. So I relaxed my jaw and I gave myself a good amount of pressure. And lo and behold, the floodgates opened and the saline came out of the other nostril. Woohoo! Victory for me. So I just had to keep playing with it and keep trying it out until I felt comfortable with it. And then I had to try it on the cubs. After trying it on myself, I noticed that My airway was clear. The mucus had come out, and even my chest had cleared up. I wasn't so congested. And I swear my nose, my sense of smell has gotten a lot better. So it could be just a coinkydink, but I swear it has gotten better. I could smell things. I've always had a good sense of smell, but now this is too much. And I could finally sleep without coughing all night. So that was a plus. You know, Mama Bear needs her sleep so that I can tend to the cubs. When we lose sleep, then that's not a good thing, because we have so much on our plates already. And that's a enter 12-gallon cup of tea. So after using it that time, while I was the trial and error time, I have not had to use it since. I've just been so cleared, and I'm good. But Big Bear, on the other hand, she is going through this allergy thing. Like, she has developed allergies. We call it washing her nose. So all I have to do for Big Bear is say, come on, my baby, let's go wash your nose. And she's all for it. We go to the restroom real quick, squeeze a couple of times, and boom, she's done. With this particular nasal wash, it tells you to go all the way down with one nostril halfway down, and then for the other nostril, finish it off with the rest of the bottle. So to start, all I have to do is follow the directions, and that is to fill a cup full of water. I pop it in the microwave for 30 seconds to get the water warm. Big Bear and I, we prefer our water warm, and then I just put the saline solution in it, mix it up, and then I pour that into this before taking her to the restroom to wash her nose out. Test the water, make sure it's not too hot, and then I just have her lean forward into the sink so that all the mucus can fall into the sink. And then once I have done that, she has to tilt her head a little bit. Not too much, because if you tilt too much and the water gets into your ear canal, that can hurt, or it can cause an ear infection, which you don't want, because then you can't do your nasal wash during an ear infection. So just keep that in mind. You want to tilt, but not too much. After that, I just put it up to one nostril and then apply enough pressure for it to come shooting out the next nostril. I typically instruct her, she knows by now what to do and everything, but in the beginning I did instruct her to breathe through her mouth only, and then when I am doing the nasal spray, when I'm actually applying the saline, to stop breathing, because I don't want her to end up inhaling any of the saline the wrong way. So if you have to do a countdown for Little Bear, I do have to do a countdown. I say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom, and she stops breathing. I apply the saline, and that's it. It washes out her nose. Little Bear, like I said, Big Bear and I like the warm water, but Little Bear prefers the cold water. So you really want to work around everyone's preference just to make it that much more comfortable for everyone. You don't want the babies to be complaining about the water and not like it and then not want to do it again. You really need to be able to do this often. So one thing with Little Bear, I've noticed, she likes to be in control of the situation. It took us a little bit of time to figure this out, but she holds on to the sink and leans forward, and she wants to be the one to tell me when she's ready to go. So she'll do the countdown and she'll say, go, 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 I'm ready. And then I'll do the saline, and then she'll stop breathing for a second, and then she'll continue to breathe through her mouth when she's ready. Like I mentioned earlier, when I was first starting to do the nasal wash, I was getting a little bit of a headache, I was getting the sinus pressure, and I was feeling uncomfortable, feeling the fogginess. But once I got the hang of it and I started doing it correctly, I didn't have that at all. But whenever I was having those headaches and stuff, it didn't take long for it to go away. It was maybe like an hour or so, maybe even less, if I just relaxed and put my head back or something. Not only is the nasal wash good during cold, flu, and allergy season, but it helps to prevent ear infections. Now just remember not to do it while you have an ear infection. And also remember not to tilt your head too much so that you don't end up giving yourself an ear infection. One thing I did for the cubs, when she did tilt too much and got a little bit of water in her ear, I warmed up some salt, put it in a towel, and then I closed off that towel with a elastic band, and then I had her put it up to her ear and lay on that towel. And then after 15 minutes or whatever it was, however long it took her, or however long it took the salt to cool down, she was good. Her ear pain had gone away and she didn't have any more complaints. Now, should you get water in your ear and you don't do anything about it, it should clear up in a couple of days. But if not, if you have pain or discomfort at all that is continuing, then just go see your physician. I hope this helped you and your cubs, and I hope you learned something new today that you didn't know yesterday. Toodles! Breathe in. Breathe in. That's the one. Again. We'll fix that. Tilt. Don't forget to open your mouth.
What?
Look in the mirror.
I'm saying I squirt spit.
Okay, do it again.
Why is it doing that?
But you can play fetch.
Ready?
Ball
Don't forget to... Okay, there you go.
We were playing fetch.
You're like a water fountain.
Yes.
Let me see. Again. Ready, water fountain? We're gonna have to show Papa. Good job.
So funny.
This has been Mama Bear with a daily dash of life. And as always, don't forget to spice up yours. May God bless you. Thanks for watching. To subscribe, click my watermark and click any video icon for more videos or to start a playlist. Check out bonus footage at Instagram and Twitter at A Daily Dash of Life. Toodles!